What's up, guys? How's it going? This is Seth, your Chaartist. Today is June 7th, Sunday, local time, 12:39 p.m. This is the Eastern time. I will be analyzing SPY again. So I did the analysis for SPY on Friday live when the market was falling. And if you want to have a recap, you can watch, especially this. It says May 1 to May 5, but it is June 1st to June 5th, okay? They didn't let me edit it. So you can view this one for a whole recap, okay? And then this one is, of course, there, right? So now I will start from where I left. If you do like the analysis, make sure you follow me here on TradingView. My name is the Chartist. You can also follow me on YouTube and X. And I have been actively posting trades on X, so you can follow me here as well. So let's start the analysis. So I will be discussing how will I approach the market and what is my psychology. First of all, I'm gonna give you a brief recap. So I said that this looks like an origin of buying of this particular move. So price did move. It moved from 731.53 to the highs of 760 whatever, right? So I'm talking about this move. Though there were buyers here, but they couldn't stop. They were not dominant buyers, so they couldn't stop the fall. So now, when we were analyzing this particular rally, we saw that a very similar rally was there in Qs, tech sector, futures as well. Futures didn't have that strong rally. Again, you can go and watch, especially this video for the recap. But let's jump back here, and I'm on daily charts. So it looks like it might take a bounce from here, or the best thing would be that it needs to come down to 720s, and then you will most likely you will see a bounce from there. And depend again, everything trading is not static. Okay, you cannot just make plans and just let the alarm, like the triggers hit, and then you're getting notifications on your phone or whatever. You cannot let that happen. You have to devote your time, you have to invest your time, and that is why it is a business. It's not a part-time thing that you can just leave it and you can make money. No, it's not going to happen. Everything needs time. Time is That is why they say, everybody says that time is super important. So you have to make sure that you invest your time here. Okay, so now, if you mark these levels and then you're waiting for price to come here, and if it hits your stop loss, make sure you get your stop loss hit, take the stop loss and get out. Okay, what will I be doing tomorrow? So I know that, understand, I'll try to explain my psychology. So this is clear cut selling pressure. There is no denial. Look at the size of this red candle. Okay, it's almost $20 down. Okay, this is selling pressure. Now I have to be super dynamic because I know this level is not that great, but there is a there is you cannot deny that price has moved from the lows of 731.53 to the highs of 760. Okay, you cannot deny that. So there is somebody here, but those buyers are divided while going up. So yes, you have to be dynamic. I will be dynamic. What I will be doing tomorrow is I will be sitting and will be watching how many others heavy stocks, Qs, index. So I will be watching how many indexes, how many sectors, how many tech stocks come into their levels, their demand zones or levels, right? And then I will approach the market accordingly. Otherwise, no. Okay, this is how I will approach. Now, what will I do here? I'm going to do the same approach here. Okay, by the time price is coming down, trend is still up. Don't forget that. This is not a great level. This is a below average level. We have to understand that part as well. So what can happen is, if price is going to move from here, let it move. Okay, because price is supposed to touch here. It hasn't touched yet. Okay, so we are planning. Okay, we cannot deny the fact that this is a big red candle. And yes, we can see a gap down. Yes, we can see a gap up. We'll discuss all that in the video, in the analysis. But the whole point here is, how will I approach this? I will sit, because my market is dynamic. I will see what is happening. What if it touches and makes it, it hits this level and forms a small candle and then it goes down? It is very much a possibility, because this candle is formed because a lot of retailers are also panicking. Okay, and understand this, that if price has to come down, this is a retracement. If price is supposed to come down, they will create any sort of news. They will create panic among retailers so that the retailers can sell. Okay, the actual buying definitely is here. I see. I'm again and again telling you, I'm not allowed to share the data here on TradingView, but I know what I'm saying. Okay, now the whole point here is, as far as price action is concerned, this is a poor level. I will sit and see what happens tomorrow. If it gaps down, I'm not entering here. Yeah, I can enter here and put a stop loss here. So whenever I'm trying to enter, I need to make sure if I'm not considering this level, even if it goes up from here, because this can be breached easily. Okay, and then I don't believe in moving my stop loss from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. No, this can be traded only if other sectors and market come together, depending on the pressure, the selling pressure. Okay, but this is not a level which needs to be traded, though you can see a bounce from here. But a spike is nothing, right? If you do see a spike, you cannot you cannot comfortably sit, you cannot comfortably go out of your trading room and have fun, because you know there is an issue with this rally. But if you want to make quick money, you have to sit, simple as that, on your screens, because this is a dynamic. This, if the spike comes from here, I'm using the term spike, it is very much, you have to be dynamic. Market, again and again, and again and again, I'm telling you, markets are not static. Okay, markets are dynamic. That is why you need to invest your heart and soul in here. Okay, now as far as this level is concerned, understand this, there are buyers here, right? So once buyers will breach, there are buyers here, so once sellers will breach this orange box, they, some buyers will absorb these sellers, right? So selling pressure might lower while coming down. And I want to see, when price is hitting my, this, especially this level, I want candles like these to be formed. You call them doji candles. Yeah, I want doji candles to be formed here near my level. It's going to tell me that, okay, sellers are being absorbed by buyers. Okay, this is technical analysis. Now now I will definitely trade this level. I'm telling you, 720 I will. Again, depending on how, if it forms another red candle like this, then I will press my brakes, right? I will be conservative. But if it comes down, forms a red candle here, then green red, and then comes maybe next week here, I will definitely trade this. But trade this, okay? These are all, most likely this is a proper dip. This is not a dip. This can be breached. Again, I'm telling you, you have to be dynamic here. Don't blindly trade anything here. Okay. Now, while price will hit this level, 720, trend will become most likely sideways. Okay. This is the, this is my anticipation of the trend, that I know while price will hit this level, 720, trend will become sideways. That, you know that. So it's not gonna be up, it's gonna be sideways. So you have to consider all that when you're trading. Okay. This level looks okay. I will trade this level even if it's sideways. Sideways, I'll see, and it looks good. And let me show you this. So I've showed this before, I'm assuming, right? So this level is formed on Qs as well. Let me show you here. Exactly, Qs as well, and then your index as well. Index is right here. So see, I've got my alerts here. So price can come down here, and once they all come together, it will, you will see a bounce like you saw here. When I was trading, when I started trading at 640, a lot of people were not believing, but you do see a massive rally from 640, though it did go lower to 629ish. But then, you know what happened. Now that's what my plan is. And let me show you. That is how a trader approaches. You cannot just make assumptions that, okay, I'm going to somehow enter here, and then, I will definitely make money. No, this is business. Okay, there is no guarantee that you make a movie, or you make a movie and audience will like it, right? And if they don't like it, and if it's a flop, then the producer loses all the money. But that is business, right? If you open a restaurant, there is no guarantee that it's going to be super successful. But then also, people do take chances, because risk takers make money, right? Otherwise, the reality is, I'm not like against anything, but the reality is the job, right? That's the only security people have. But if you do take risk, make sure you're not taking risk blindly. Understand this. You have to make sure that you're not going all in. Yes, yes, there is very much a possibility that when you're driving, somebody can hit you, but that doesn't stop you from driving the car. Okay, but you know when to press the brakes, and you understand what the intention of the other driver is on the road, because now you have the experience. So that is why I'm telling you, you don't go all in on any level. You have to make sure that, okay, if somebody wants to sell, coming back to the market, if somebody has the money and they want to sell, okay, they can do that, right? And if you have the money, if you have enough money, understand this practically, if you have enough money, then you can buy it. Simple as that. But you have to understand the risk involved in every single trade. Okay, that is why I said markets are dynamic, they are not static. Now, let me show you this. Let's go on to the data and now understand what's happening here. Okay, and if you are liking my content, make sure you follow me. Okay, because I need to understand what's happening, because a lot of people are following me on TradingView, but people I can see, right, and people are watching and not liking. There's a lot of hard work involved in here. So yeah, if you do like the content, make sure you follow me. Now here, look at the size of this red candle. This is on daily time frame, and read the data right here. Okay, so this candle on Friday did a down move of 19.54, which is almost 2.6% down. Okay, now let me show you the exact candles, because I've posted on X as well that I'm a data analyst, but people tag me as a trader. That's the modern, approach. But I'm analyzing data here, right? Let me show you this. You saw this 2.6% down move. Now look at the size of this candle on look at the bottom, November 20th. Look at here, look here. So you will see that it is 1% down, but look at the size of the candle. Okay, and look at this, the size of this candle. Now look at the size of this candle, which is 2.7% down. And what happens after, you do see, they call it thrust, right, up thrust, whatever, right? So if you do see something like this, okay, I'm not saying go and back test it, I'm not saying that it's going to go up, but these are traps that are laid uh, by institutions, because they want retailers, they want to fool retailers by spreading out news or whatever, right? That is why I don't follow news. But understand, I'm not denying anything, I'm hiding the drawings here. Look at the downfall of this candle, 2.7%. Look at the downfall, look at the size and downfall of this candle. This is like $10 down move, but look at the size of this candle. Okay, now look at the size of this candle. Okay, after that also price has gone up. It did low and then it started going up. Okay, now we'll get back to all this. Okay, now these levels, when price was bouncing, I was like, everything is there on TradingView and YouTube. Like, I was not trading here even though price has gone up, but I started trading definitely here. Okay, and you saw why I traded here. Now the data is suggesting, yes, you look here as well. Two red candles back to back. Look at this. If you do, we are just going through the data which is in front of us. Two down moves. This second candle, which is on August 1st, is a gap down candle. So altogether, there's a 3.15% down move in these two candles. I'm talking about candle one and candle two. Look at the rally that follows after the fall. Okay, because price need to hit a specific level. I'm not saying price cannot come down tomorrow. Yes, let me turn on the drawings. I want price to come here. So if you do see a red candle here or a gap down candle here, that's perfect. Okay, because then you might see price going up, because price is hitting our level, and it would be best that it hits 720. SPY hits 720, Qs hits 570, 675, my bad, 675. So SPY is 720, so Qs 675, and then tech sector here around these levels. So I will post if they do trigger my, if my alerts do get triggered. Now if you will see on futures as well, there's a level here as well. So I'm going to move this and put it here. There's a level here as well. If you go on Nasdaq futures, you will see another level right here. So that these levels, once price will come to 720 for SPY, most likely you will see all the indexes helping each other together. Okay, five brothers helping each other to win a fight, kind of that kind of scenario. Okay, so yes, you will see a rally. Most likely, you will see a rally from these levels. These are just tradable levels. But looking at the size of this candle, I am doubtful, and I'm practically understanding that okay, I'll see what happens tomorrow. But these levels, if indexes come together, these are solid levels. Not solid, but good levels, because SPY 720 Qs, 675 tech sector, this level, they will help each other out. Okay. But you need to understand this, that I've showed you the data about these red candles. Now let me show you on weekly as well. Okay. You won't see, look here. So this is one big red candle, then this one, then these two. Okay. And what do you see after that? Rally, right? They might gap down and then hit this level tomorrow, and then started, they might try to take the price up. Okay, so you have to be dynamic, because people see now, today is Sunday, markets are yet to open, futures are yet to open. See, futures are not moving because they're yet to open. Now if you have bought puts, then you would be thinking that you want markets to gap down, right? And if you have bought calls, because I'm talking about options here, because a lot of people, they trade options in SPY, in market, right? You have to understand the reality, the practicality, that a lot of people are doing this because of shortage of money. This is the practical reason, right? Otherwise, let's not go into otherwise, but understand this, a lot of people are not selling options, they're buying options. Okay, that is not a good thing. Selling option will make you money, buying won't. Now whatever happened, I'm not worried about the news, but people who have shorted, like who have bought puts, they must be praying that okay, hope it gaps down. But what is the reality in here? Understand this: if you are praying or you cannot sleep overnight, buying calls or puts, whatever, right? Then ask yourself, will you make big in this industry? Like, this is psychology, right? Will you make big in this industry? Because you are gambling. It's better to go to a casino and do it. Like, this is my understanding. Again, some people might not like it, some might like it, but I'm just sharing my thought process. If you want to make it big, again, this is my suggestion. Okay, you have to make sure that you're not doing the guesswork, and for that you need to learn. For that you need to understand what market is trying to tell you, because this is a proof here, right? I'm not boasting myself, like I'm not promoting myself. I was buying here when nobody was buying. Why? Because the data was suggesting me. And I completely trade the data. I don't trade news. I know what can happen. And understand this, fresh selling can come in, right? Whatever you bought, say you like go back a decade, behind, and then try to recall the, for example, prices of onion or tomato or whatever, right? You've Inflation has hit the market, real market, right? This is also real market. So for groceries, you won't find the onions or tomatoes or potatoes for the same price what you were paying 10 years ago. So in market also, inflation does hit the market. So SPY was trading here in 22. Is it like, don't you think that fresh buying started coming in here, and institutions felt that okay, this is a fair price, so let's take it up from here. So it's not going to come down at your levels always. Okay, because if somebody feels that okay, this is a fair value, they might generate a fresh buying. In this case, they generated a fresh selling here with this red candle. Whatever they did, we are not supposed to connect those dots which are not required. For example, I don't want to know what their thought process is. Okay, I don't want to do the guesswork. I want to trade the data, and I'm not interested in knowing what institutions are planning or planning to do, or how are they trying to trap people. Not interested in that part, because they are way advanced than the retailers, right? We have to understand where can we buy along with them. We need to understand their footprints. Okay, let me show you one last thing, and then we will end this video, the analysis, because we are almost 20 minutes into it. And look at the wicks. Okay, I don't know how many of you are following all this, and how many of you are putting in the hard work, because the traders definitely are doing it, and I know that very well. Now look at the size of this green candle. A lot of people were panicking, right? We know that. Now look at the size of this red candle. What happens the next day? It gaps up, boom, it comes down. Okay, look at this. Look at the size of this green candle, and the only candle that can match the size of this Friday's VIX candle, daily candle, I'm on daily charts, is this candle. What happens the next day? It gaps up, boom. Okay. And look here, the other green candle is right here. It gaps down and then it goes up and then comes down. Look at the size of this green candle. I'm just showing you the data, whatever I can see. Okay, I'm trying to match the biggest green candles out there in the past and look at the reaction of the VIX. Okay, look at this. It did go up. You cannot deny that. But look, what is happening here is it goes up and boom, it comes down. So people who are learning market for the very first time, you need to understand this, that if VIX goes up, price will come down. This is the volatility indicator, they call it, okay, for the market. And every time a big green candle is formed, people are panicking, right? There's volatility in the market. But look what happens the next day. So I'm purely showing you what data is doing. Okay. I'm not worried about what the news is going to come out, because news is created to trap people. Okay. And I don't follow that. And I'm not worried about uh, traders coming out, newbies coming out and saying, I said this, it's going to come down, and see now it's coming down, it's going to do this, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care about that. Okay. Did you make money here? My simple question to you is, I'm not against nobody. Did I enjoyed every single candle here? Okay. I know why I bought. Okay. And I'm holding SPY. And I shared a screenshot as well. I'll share it. I don't believe in doing that, but just to make sure that people understand the reality, I started selling puts here around 720. And those puts, while market was falling also, those puts were like, I did it somewhere here, right? With an understanding that, okay, I will acquire stocks if it comes to this. Okay, this is a pro gap. I've explained all this. So my puts were like, they were 58% till here. They were 58% in profit. But then market fell and they were, I'm assuming, 47 percent still up. So that is why, that's the beauty. People who can, you don't have to dig into option selling, option buying if you are into stocks, being stocks. But people who do options, they can understand what I'm saying, right? So the whole point here is, don't trade blindly, trade the data. We understand this is not solid buying. We understand this is a good buying. The best buying starts from these levels, are like golden levels. But will market always come and test these levels? No. I've explained you that inflation can make fresh buying hit from any level. In this case, it started, fresh selling started, because on the top, at the top, you don't know who is sitting at the top, right? Anybody wants to sell, if and they have money, they can do that. So we have to understand, if they do sell from here, which they are doing right now, this is an average level. This is a good level depending on how many other sectors and index come together. So this is how you trade. Now, one more thing here is, look at the indicators here. RSI, where did, okay, here, okay, this is actually doing a positive reversal. Do your research, ask Gemini or whatever, right? Now you can use AI, but AI doesn't give you correct information. You can ask AI and see what positive reversal is. So there's a positive momentum here, definitely. Buyers are there, definitely here. But I don't rely much on indicators, I rely on price action. So we'll see how it works out. So I'll be sitting on screen, and like I do always, and will make sure that, somehow I do make money. Simple as that. And I'm not panicking at all, because uh, I have sold puts, right? Like when it was around 720, I started selling puts, and then you do see this up move. So I'm enjoying the theta here, I'm enjoying the delta here, I'm enjoying the vega here. I don't really care. But you don't have to do that. Don't jump onto options. A lot of people post calls, whatever, right? But don't do that. It's your hard-earned money. You have to make sure that you are protecting it, because you're trading with one of the most smartest people in the world. Again and again, I'm telling you. So you have to make sure that they don't take your money. And for that, you don't, if you have greed in you, you need to meditate. I don't know what you need to do. You need to do all the work with yourself, and you know it better, right? So just make sure that you're not trading blindly, especially options, because a lot of people see, practically, in this rally, people have not made, I know, I'm confident. Ask yourself, you haven't made any money here in this rally, but you have lost a lot of money in this single candle. I'm telling you that, and you know the reality. I'm spilling the truth. I made money here, and I'm telling you, I'm holding SPY stocks from here. I don't, and Qs. I don't really care. But the whole point here is I didn't panic here. I'm not panicking here. And I've showed you data here. Look at the size of this candle, this candle, this candle. There's a 5% move from here. There's a 5% move from here. There's a 3 to 5% move here. So go and check the data and then trade. Okay, I'm not saying it's gonna do a 5% move up from here. It might not, but I don't really care because I am bullish. I'm not bearish. I am bullish. This is your dip. Okay, and the more it goes sideways, I will be more profitable because I've sold puts. I'm not a buyer of options. I don't like buying options. Okay, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked the analysis. I tried to explain my psychology, a trader psychology, and how I will approach the market. Again, if you did like the analysis, make sure you follow me here on TradingView. My name is the Chartist. You can also follow me on YouTube and X. Okay, where I have been. Yes, that's me. So where here I do post trades. Okay, you can go and see what I'm doing, what I am doing, and I don't force nobody to buy or sell. I just share my point of view that okay, I am buying this and I'm always a bull. I don't short the market. So take care. Have a wonderful, safe trading week ahead. Trade wisely, independently, and take care. Bye bye.